spoken to like that by a television actor? A TV actor whose show was canceled? I, who have played everything from Sheridan to Shaw, Odette to O'Neill, that I should be insulted by an actor whose greatest role is that of an autopsy technician. I tell you, this will not stand.
Better do something, Valentine. He's unraveling.
How do you expect me to work with that woman?
You can work with her, and you will work with her.
I'd rather work with Godzilla or Mothra or any other prehistoric Japanese monster.
Are you threatening not to go on?
He's got to go on.
Don't pressure me.
We open tomorrow night. I'm begging you.
If he doesn't go on, I'm holding you personally responsible.
I put up with that woman for 2 weeks. I will not put up with her a minute longer.
Roger, think of what you're saying.
You cast me for no other reason than to play second banana to Jessica Alexander.
Second banana. It's a two-character play.
Which makes me a second banana.
What's the difference between a first banana and a second banana in a two-banana play?
I think you're both bananas.
There's no production without you, Roger.
Do you mean that, Jerry? Do you really mean that?
Would I have cast you in the part if I didn't think you were perfect for the role?
You cast me in a streetcar named Desire.
That was an emergency.
That was humiliating. Critics compared me to Alec Guinness.
And that's bad?
It is if you're playing Stanley Kowalski. No, I'm sorry, Jerry. I need time to think this over.
There's no time to think.
Don't hector me. I can't bear to be hectored. I've got to get out. The door's locked.
Come on, Valentine, I'm buying you
You lock the
time.
door. We're trapped. We're trapped like rats.
Valentine!
There's no way out of this hellhole.
Roger, look at me. I said, look at me, Roger. Take a deep breath and watch me open the door. See? Wasn't that easy? No need to panic. No need to get excited.
I couldn't open it.
Do you know why? You're sabotaging yourself again.
Is that what I'm doing?
That's what you're doing. Now, Roger, there's something I need to tell you.
Better make it good.
Didn't want to mention it before, but
But what? You're scaring me.
I have it on good authority that people from New York are coming out to see the show.
People from New York?
Yes, to take a look at the show.
Good, good.
When you say people from New York, do you mean human beings or producers?
I mean, producers. I didn't want to mention it before.
Producers
He took the bait. Now hook him.
from New York.
Roger, imagine if 2 for Dinner goes over big tomorrow night. Imagine if lightning strikes and the production moves to Broadway.
Oh, Broadway.
He's hooked. Now reel him in.
Can you see your name in lights on the marquee?
Roger Darling. And what's her name? And 2 for dinner.
On Broadway.
We don't have a summer stock production anymore. We've got a bona fide out-of-town tramp.
You let it in, Valentine.
Well, there's no time to lose. I need to dig deep and get in touch with my emotions. You've got to help me, Jerry. Don't let me reach into my old bag of tricks. No more stammering for a laugh. No more over-the-top double takes or triple takes. You've got to challenge me, Jerry. It's imperative that I deliver a performance that's truthful,
Yes.
honest,
Yes.
authentic.
Yes. Can you fake it?
Absolutely!
Now, all you have to do is make nice with Jessica. Can you do that, Roger?
Can I do it? They don't call me charmingly insincere for nothing. I'm so glad we had this little talk, Jerry.
And Roger, you've got to keep this information under your hat. Understand?
What information?
What I just told you about the producers. Don't tell a soul. If certain people were to find out there were producers in the audience, they may not be able to handle the pressure.
You mean TV people like Jessica? Don't worry, Jerry. It's our little secret.
Good news, Jerry. We can have the stage back. Jessica's ready to rehearse.
I hope you reserve seats for the you-know-who's from New York.
What you know who's from New York?
Nothing, Mrs. Flutterbok. Roger's having a little joke.
No, I'm not.
What do you mean? You know who's from New York?
That's enough, Roger.
Producers?
From New York.
Oh, Jerry! How could you keep this from me? How dare you keep this from me? Oh,
Wait, Mrs. Flutterbok. It's not what you think.
Broadway blues. In the Poconos of all places. This is the lucky break I've been waiting for. Do you know what I am?
A nincompoop.
One lucky guy.
A nitwit.
That's exactly what I am. Stand back, Broadway. Here comes Roger. Everything's coming up, Roger. Everything's coming up, Roger.
I came back to get my script. Have you seen it?
Jessica, dear Jessica, can you forgive a pig-headed old fool with no eyes to see with and no ears to hear?
You've been into Mrs. Flutterbok's oven, haven't you?
I am sober as a proverbial judge. I want to apologize for my behavior. It's beyond the pale. I solemnly promise it will never happen again. This is a clumsy way of saying that, well, I would like us to be friends. Will you forgive me? Can you forgive me? Can you find it in your heart? May we be friends, Jessica?
Spare me.
Yeah, sure, we can be friends.
Nice to see you two have buried the hatchet. I hope Mr. Darling is minding his tongue if he knows what's good for him.
Don't be too hard on Roger. We just had a little misunderstanding, that's all.
I'm so happy we're friends again. I wish I could stay and help you look for your script. But now I need time to get in touch with my inner life. An actor prepares!
I've got to say, you are a very forgiving person. I'm ready to strangle the guy.
2 weeks ago, I might have murdered you with a sledgehammer. Listen, I've lost my script.
Where did you have it last?
I could have sworn I left it down here. You know, I keep having this crazy dream lately where I lose my script just like now. I am frantic, running around looking for it. Have you ever had a dream like that? I look everywhere for it. Backstage, dressing room, but everywhere. And I am freaking out because it dawns on me, I don't know my lines. Not a single line. And then the dream gets worse. From somewhere, far away in the distance, I hear my cue. I've got to go on stage, only I'm down in a dark dungeon and I can't get out. I try to run up this long flight of stairs, only my legs won't move. It's like I'm trapped in a vat of molasses. I struggle to get free, and then finally, somehow, I make it to the wings just in time for my entrance. And my heart is pounding like mad, and I am so out of breath, I can't speak, I can't utter a word. I'm just about to step on stage when it hits me. I don't have my shoes on. I don't have my dress on. I'm not wearing anything, not a stitch. I am naked, stark naked. Oh, more naked than naked. In the buff, bare, totally nude. Oh, what do you think about that?
Would you go back to the part where you're just about to step on stage? That's one hell of an actor's nightmare.
Have you ever had a dream like that? You know, where you're naked.
I always wear boxer shorts. Fruit of the loom.
Give me my script. Where did you find it?
It kind of popped out of thin air.
Thanks. Oh. You know, Jerry, I have a confession to make. When I first got here, do you know why I acted the way that I did? I was scared. I was scared of what was waiting for me on the other side of the stage door. The truth is, Jerry, I've never acted on a stage in front of an audience before.
So that explains it.
Only in front of a television crew. But that's why my agent thought it would be good for me to get some experience in summer stock. See, the idea is if I do this play, it could lead to other opportunities, and Hollywood will see that I can play more than a vampire hunter.
And then she circles back to television.
You know, I have to say, I'm a little intimidated by you.
Intimidated by me, you, Kate Carter, slayer of vampires.
theater is your world, not mine. And there's another thing. Rebecca Byington, God, it's like she haunts this place.
What do you mean by that?
Look at this room. Look at the photos. It's like a shrine. She is a legend. I could never hope to compete with her.
And you don't need to. You're Jessica Alexander. The audience bought tickets to see you. And I can tell you this, if Rebecca Byington were here now, she'd love nothing more than to see you in this play. She'd want this show to open as much as you do. In fact, she'd want it more than you might imagine. The same goes for Anthony Lane.
Who's Anthony Lane?
Mr. Byington. I mean, Rebecca Byington's husband.
Don't bother, Jerry. I'm used to it.
But what if my nightmare comes true? What if I do forget my lines? What if I mess up and there are producers or critics in the audience? If I thought for 1 minute there were producers in the audience, I'd be absolutely petrified.
Jessica, we're in the Poconos. There are no producers in the Poconos, just honeymooners in heart-shaped tubs. Don't worry so much. You're going to be terrific. Do you know how I know? I saw your show.
You did?
I did. I could watch you all night.
You could?
I could.
All night?
I did. The other night, I binged on Cold Storage.
Did you like it?
Loved it. If I ever need a vampire hunter, I know who to call.
You don't need a vampire to call me. You can call me anytime.
I can?
Anytime.
Do you mind?
Oh, not at all.
Have you forgotten you're the running rehearsal, Jerry?
Well, there's a little voice telling me that we'd better get back to work.
Your timing could be better, Rebecca.
Right. Back to work. Oh, Jerry. Who's the woman in this photo?
The same woman in all the other photos, Rebecca Byington.
Really? Oh, well now I feel less intimidated. Just shows you what makeup and lighting can do.
What does she mean by that?
What do you mean by that?
Look at her in these photos. You see how glamorous she looks? Now look at this one. See the difference? Or she's not wearing any makeup. Oh, who would have thought Rebecca Byington was frumpy looking?
Frumpy?
No, that's a photo from The Heiress. She played Catherine Sloper. She's supposed to look frumpy.
Frumpy!
Rebecca, control yourself.
Jerry, do you smell that?
Smell what?
That scent. It's very familiar. Don't you smell it?
I don't smell a thing.
It's perfume.
Probably air freshener.
Oh no, it's definitely perfume.
It is evening in Paris, I will have her know.
What is that fragrance? I can't seem to place it.
Tell her Valentine.
Do I have to?
You have to what?
Tell her it is evening in Paris.
All right, if you must know, it's evening in Paris.
It's oh, evening in Paris. You wear perfume, Jerry?
What? No, of course I don't wear perfume.
It's okay if you do.
I don't.
But if you did, I'd be okay.
I don't wear perfume.
Then whose perfume is it?
Tell us, Mrs. Flutterbok.
It's Mrs. Flutterbok's perfume. Yes, that's it. The fragrance really lingers, doesn't it?
I knew I recognized it. When I smell evening in Paris, I think of my Grammy.
Did she say Grammy?
Let it go, Rebecca. Let it go.
Evening in Paris and Grammy Alexander. Oh, that brings back memories. You know, when I was just a kid, I used to sit next to Grammy at her dressing table and watch her put on Evening in Paris. I remember it came in a cobalt blue bottle. Grammy said it was one of the most beautiful fragrances ever created. Grammy loved it.
Just one more Grammy.
Isn't it funny how a fragrance can trigger memories? For me, Evening in Paris will always be my gray-haired Grammy sitting at an old vanity table. It's like Evening in Paris was made for grandmothers.
That's it! I can't stand it any longer!
Oh, what's going on with that vase?
The vase?
The one you're holding over your head.
this vase. I thought it would look better over here. Don't you think it looks better over here? Over there, it throws off the feng shui.
That was hovering in the air. Don't you tell me it wasn't.
Think fast, Jerry.
Did you like it? The trick, I mean. I'm sort of an amateur magician.
You're telling me that was a magic trick.
It's called the floating vase. Have you ever seen the trick called the floating light bulb? Wait. Well, I can float a table lamp. Watch this. Abracadabra. I said abracadabra. What do you think of that?
Oh, you really had me fooled, Valentine. Here I am in the Poconos, surrounded by farms and forests, and I meet you, and you turn out to be no different from any other guy I run into in Hollywood. One minute you seem perfectly normal, charming even, and then the next minute you're the weirdo in the woods doing magic tricks. And I don't buy that Mrs. Flutterbok story for 1 minute either. You're wearing evening in Paris, or my Grammy's ghost is in the room.
Oh, no, you don't.
This script is levitating.
Well, what can I tell you? Light comedy.
Stop it with your stupid tricks. You're creeping me out.
But I'm not doing it.
Well, then who is the invisible grandmother wearing evening in Paris?
Rebecca, don't you dare. Don't you dare.
What are you laughing at?
Something stupid with me. Make it stop.
Let me help you.
Rebecca, cut it out. Cut it out.
Feathers.
Somebody kicked me.
It's her.
You're blaming this on me?
Not you, Rebecca Byington.
Hey, are we going to rehearse or not?
Oh, out of my way.
Where's she going?
I am catching the next flight back to Los Angeles.
Los Angeles?
I'm out of here.
Oh, think about the play. Think about the little lamb that followed you to the theater.
Oh, I'll think about it all right. The next time I order lamb shake, and well done.
Oh,
You can't walk out on me now!
I'll head her off in the lobby.
Well, Rebecca, you really did it this time. Thanks to you, we are destined to haunt this theater forever.
Well, what would you have me do? Stand there and be insulted by that hellcat?
You. It's always about you. Did you ever stop and think there might be other people involved? What about me? I'm finished. I'm through. And all because of you. The two of you. You just bought me a ticket back to Hinkletown Dinner Theater. I can see my future now. And it smells like broiled salmon.
Is the coast clear?
She's in her dressing room packing.
Good grief, man. You look like Deb warmed over.
Up all night. No sleep. Car service is coming to take her to the airport.
Tonight would have been opening night. No roar of the crowd for me. No smell of the grease paint. Tonight was my last shot at Broadway. And I blame you, Jerry Valentine. Yes, you. You had to tell Jessica the theater was haunted? Is there any wonder she's packing her bags?
Oh, I tried to reason with her, but she threatened to stab me in the heart with a stake. Oh, it's refunding the tickets that really hurts. Oh, I've no one to blame but myself. I should have left the script up in the attic. Oh, I've never known the names to behave so badly.
Forgive me, Mrs. Flutterbok.
Oh, Jerry, there's nothing to forgive. If anyone's to blame, it's me. Oh, I should have left the script to dinner buried up in the attic, gathering dust. Oh, well, I'm afraid I'm going to have to face the music. I'm going to have to cancel the show. I may have to cancel the entire season.
So that's it. Kapoof! My Broadway dreams up in smoke. Do you know what's wrong with you?
Roger, don't.
You have no heart. Where there should be a human heart, there lurks a lump of lead.
Jessica,
Oh, don't speak to me.
please, give me a chance.
There are equity rules about working conditions, and haunted houses are not covered in the handbook.
I can't believe you're walking out on us.
These are not normal circumstances.
It's the theater. Nothing's normal.
A ghost kicked me in the ass. A ghost. I might explain that to my therapist at $400 an hour.
Tell her I'm sorry. Tell her I apologize profusely.
There's that fragrance again. She's here, isn't
Oh, tell her I feel awful about what happened.
She says she's overcome with remorse
And begs forgiveness.
and begs your forgiveness.
She's on her hands and knees.
She's down on her hands and knees, weeping.
Oh, whatever.
she? Where is she? Where in the room is she? You had no right to kick me. No right whatsoever. No, if you weren't a ghost, you'd be hearing from my attorney. I would press charges for aggravated assault. Oh, and another thing. You tickled me. And I can't stand being tickled. Now get out of my way.
Do something.
Stop her.
Wait! Does your agent know you're bailing on the show? I think she'd have some concern about the ethics of what you're doing.
Ethics? She's an agent. Now step away from the door.
Valentine, this would be a good time to grovel.
Please, please don't go. I'm begging you, Jessica, please.
Get out of my way.
Oh, you're afraid of her. You're running away because you're afraid of her.
Mrs. Flutterbok?
Rebecca Byington.
Rebecca Byington? She doesn't scare me. Do you hear that? I'm not afraid of you. I'm just not going to put up with you.
Jessica, don't you understand? Rebecca envies you.
I do.
She does?
Why would she envy me?
Good question.
Because on opening night, you'll feel butterflies in the pit of your stomach. And Rebecca Byington will never have opening night jitters again. When the house lights dim and the curtain goes up, you'll know what it's like to be truly alive. You'll be living another life, the life of Millicent Post, the socialite struggling to return to her townhouse on Sutton Place with a river view. Rebecca never had a chance to bring Millicent Post to life, but you do.
I could never measure up to Rebecca Byington. The part was written for her.
That doesn't make any sense. By your way of thinking, no one can play Eliza Doolittle because Mrs. Patrick Campbell played the part first. Anyway, Rebecca Byington never played Millicent Post. You're the first. Don't let an actor's ghost hover over your shoulder, even if she is, in fact, hovering over your shoulder. Look, how many chances like this are you going to get? The opportunity to originate a part in a lost play by Elliot Nugent. It's a gift, Jessica. If you turn it down, you'll regret it the rest of your life.
I must be out of my mind.
You mean you're going on?
I must be out of my mind. Okay, I'll do it. Now I better get out of here before I come to my senses. Rebecca, I am warning you. You better not kick or tickle me again. Jerry, oh boy, you did it!
I did, didn't I? I think it's safe to say you're looking at the next artistic director of the Apple Grove Playhouse.
Bully for you, Valentine.
That's Jessica's ride to the airport. Well, no need for that now. The show's going on. You know, when I got up this morning, I was ready to pack my bags for Hinkletown, PA. Now look at me. Oh, and Mr. and Mrs. Lane. Just think, when the curtain comes down on 2 for Dinner tonight, you'll be free.
Free and finally rid of me.
Oh, I wish you wouldn't put it that way, Tony.
Before we go our separate ways, Rebecca, There's something I need to tell you. Something I should have told you ages ago.
What is it?
It's about a boy, a stage-struck boy in Scranton, Pennsylvania. He took tap dancing lessons after school while all the other kids played baseball. Teased the boy without mercy. But he kept on dancing. He got pretty good at it too. When he was 15, he spent a year on a small vaudeville circuit, hoofing between Pittsburgh and Pottsville. One night, he saw John Barrymore in the touring company of the Just. He thought to himself, that's who I want to be. I want to be like Barrymore, acting on the legitimate stage. And the boy eventually made it. And that's how a young hoofer named Asher Lipinski became an actor named Anthony Lane. I'm sorry I never told you before.
Well, Mr. Lipinski, meet Caitlin O'Grady from County Clare.
Caitlin O'Grady, is it? Well, aren't we just a couple of frauds?
Frauds? Oh, not at all, my dear. We are actors.
I'm coming. Hold your horses. Good evening, Apple Grove Playhouse.
I can't find my shoe. Where's my other shoe?
I'm sorry. You've reached the backstage phone.
Where's my shoe?
Oh, I'm afraid today's performance is sold out, but we may have standing room. Please hold while I transfer your call.
Roger, have you been eating bananas?
Some bananas from the Philippines.
Would you pick up the banana peels? I almost broke my neck on one.
Gary, have you seen my shoe?
I'm coming. Good evening, Apple Grove Playhouse. Please hold while I transfer your call to the box office.
Water. I need water. I am dying of thirst.
I'm coming. Good evening, Apple Grove Playhouse.
You should hear the buzz out there.
Who put a shoe in the refrigerator?
There it is. I've been looking all over for it.
Roger, remember what I told you. Louder and faster.
How do you expect me to be heard over this persistent racket?
Couldn't the set be finished by now?
It'll be done a minute before the curtain rises. It's summer stock.
Holy shit! Taki mushrooms.
What's wrong?
My blood is freezing.
It wasn't.
His foot?
His shoe.
Oh, never in all my years in the theater.
May I have your attention, please? It seems as if Two for Dinner has broken all box office records. We could keep the stage like it's burning another season. Oh, opening night is always such a special occasion. But tonight's premiere, Two for Dinner, is momentous. It's been 50 years we've been waiting for the curtain to go up, and that's a long time. Oh, for some it's been an eternity. But you've all worked so very hard on this show, and oh, I would be remiss if I didn't thank Mr. and Mrs. Lane for the play. Oh, and the playhouse. And I know, as you do, that they are with us in spirit.
Oh, I wish he hadn't said that. Please, Mr. Lane, no notes till after the show, okay?
Oh, well, this is it. Let's take a peek at the audience. Jessica, this is it. Knock 'em dead.
She'll be watching tonight, won't she? She'll be watching my every move.
Forget about Rebecca. She's the past. The part is all yours. Put your stamp on it. Tonight, you're Millicent Post, and you've got to get back to Sutton Place. That's your objective. That's what's driving you.
I'm Millicent Post, and I've got to get back to Sutton Place.
And you won't let anything or anyone stand in your way.
Well, kids, I feel electricity in the air. We must be nearing half an hour.
Is that how you're going on?
Jump at your host and pat my trousers.
No, I don't feel so good. My stomach's doing flip-flops.
That's a sign of a good performance. Did you know Henry Fonda vomited every night during the run of Mr. Roberts? And Laurence Olivier would be in a state of panic. He'd see the audience spinning round and round and round like a carousel till it made him sick to his stomach. And then he'd lose his voice.
Oh, is that supposed to make me feel better?
I just mean that what you're feeling is perfectly normal. Take a deep breath and remember what I told you.
I'm Millicent Post. And I've got to get back to Sutton Place.
You won't let anything stand in your way.
Thanks for everything, Jerry.
Go out there and break a leg. Oh, and what a pretty leg it is, too. Oh, no! No, 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 no! How's she doing?
She's unconscious.
What? I just talked to the doctor. He said she's perfectly fine.
Hello, Jerry. Hello, Roger.
Jessica, it's almost curtain time. I can hold it for 10, maybe 15 minutes.
Hello, Jerry. Hello, Roger.
I don't understand. What the hell happened?
I gave her a couple of Vicodin.
What?
I gave her a couple of Vicodin, maybe 3. Was that wrong?
You drugged her?
She was in pain.
She slipped on one of your damn bananas. She can't go on like this. What do you think we're doing? Long day's journey into night?
Hello, Jerry. Hello, Roger.
She's ready to play Mary Tyrone.
Do something, Jerry. We have a full house, not to mention the producers from New York.
Producers? Did he say producers?
Jessica,
You said there'd be no producers in the audience.
that's because there are no producers in the audience.
You said there'd be producers from New York.
Don't you remember, Roger? There are no producers.
I warned you what would happen if there were producers in the audience. I'd freeze. I'd go blank.
No freezing. No blanking.
Who am I? Where am I?
You're in the Apple Grove Playhouse.
About to go on stage.
What's wrong with her?
600 milligrams of Vicodin, you idiot.
Obviously, you know it, but yourself, step out of it, stay!
Have you lost your mind?
Tonight was my big chance, and she ruined it. I'll never have a chance like this again. Never!
Mr. and Mrs. Lane, where are you when I need you? Typical actors, if it's not their scene, they're nowhere to be found.
What's all the commotion?
Why is he crying?
And what's wrong with her?
Vicodin, stage fright, banana peel, pick one.
Who are you? And what are you doing in my costume?
Unfortunately, I was caught dead in it.
Who is this man, Jerry? Wait a minute. Is he my replacement?
Holy smoke, he can see you.
And who's this woman?
You can see them.
You're damn right I can see them in costume, ready to go on. How long have you two been waiting in the wings?
A long time.
I can't believe you do this to me, Jerry, after all I've done for you. Judas Iscariot.
You have it turned around. You're the replacement. This is the original cast.
What do you mean, the original cast?
Allow me to introduce Rebecca Byington and Anthony Lane.
Is he always like this?
On your feet, Roger.
I'm sorry. It must be the stress of opening night, because I thought you said Rebecca Byington and Anthony Lane.
By the way, Mr. Darling, I happen to have a few notes.
Oh, angels defend us!
Oh, Tony. And your silly notes.
Oh, Jessica, thank goodness you're up and about. I thought I was going to have to cancel the show. All right, this is it, kids. It's curtain time.
She thinks we're Roger and Jessica.
Well, what are we going to do? She's comatose.
She's got to go on. The two of them have got to go on.
Oh, I'm doomed. Doomed to haunt this theater forever. Oh.
No, You, the two of you, you're going on tonight.
What? That's ridiculous.
Look, I can see you. Mrs. Flutterbok and Roger can see you. For some damn reason, you're visible all of a sudden. And don't ask me why, because I don't have a clue. Maybe because it's opening night and magic can happen on opening night. Maybe somebody up there likes us. Maybe Shakespeare or Moliere. Maybe Moss Hart. I've got no earthly clue. All I know is we've got a packed house waiting to see the premiere of Two for Dinner. And tonight, they're going to see it performed with the original cast as originally intended.
What do we have to lose?
Well, they either see us.
Oh, they're on an empty stage.
A play without actors. I love that idea.
Either way, it's a win-win.
We go on tonight, and seen or unseen, we'll be free.
Our final appearance.
Hold it. My curtain speech. What am I going to tell the audience?
Tell them the actors suddenly took ill.
But I can't introduce you as Anthony Lane and Rebecca Byington. I'll be laughed off the stage.
It's all quite simple, Jerry. I'll take it. Ladies and gentlemen, I regret to inform you that Jessica Alexander and Roger Darling have suddenly taken ill. At tonight's performance, the roles of Millicent and Nigel Post will be played by Caitlin O'Grady.
And Asher Lipinski.
There was a moment when the curtain came up. Oh, I couldn't breathe. I thought they'd never appear.
And they look so alike.
Oh.
The audience never suspected.
A board member asked me where I was able to find dead ringers. For Anthony Lane and Rebecca Byington.
Dead ringers.
Oh, and the producers love the show.
Producers? You mean there really were producers in the audience?
I swear I didn't know.
Well, there's talk about bringing it to Broadway.
Don't mention Broadway. They should have seen me on the stage tonight. Me. That's the tragedy of it.
Oh, well, they may have loved the show, but they didn't particularly care for the cast.
I don't understand.
Well, they thought they were pale imitations of Rebecca Byington. Oh, but they're going to come back and see the show with Jessica and Roger.
Don't toy with me, Mrs. Flutterbok.
No, it's true.
Did you hear that, Jessica? I have a second chance.
Will there be another performance?
Oh, say yes, Jessica. Please say yes.
Look, after what I put you through, I wouldn't blame you one bit for catching a flight back to Los Angeles. I wouldn't blame you if you never spoke to me again. And there's really no reason why you should believe me when I tell you I had no idea there really were producers in the audience. But if you could stay and finish the run, not for my sake, but for the sake of this old playhouse,
Please say you'll stay.
Well, kids, I guess that's showbiz.
Why would I go back to Los Angeles? We've got a show to put on right here in the Poconos.
Bless you! Bless you!
I always said she had a heart of gold. Didn't I always say she had a heart of gold, Jerry?
Oh, what a trooper.
I cannot tell you how good it is to be out of that maid's costume.
You saved the show.
Oh, you saved the theater.
Anything for Apple Grove Playhouse.
Oh, what amazed me is we actually remembered all of our lines.
Rebecca, I must say you gave a near flawless performance.
Thank you, Tony.
I say near flawless, I do have a few notes. Next performance.
There won't be a next performance, Tony, at least not for us.
Right. Of course not.
The play is now in the hands of Jessica and Roger. I believe that's our cue.
Our revels now are ended, and these our actors, as I foretold you, were all spirits and are melted into air, into thin air.
Well, fascinating meeting you all. And I would be remiss if I did not thank your director, Mr. Valentine, without whose help I would forever be waiting in the wings. What you did was noble, Jerry. Noble and kind. And now, if you will excuse me, I have another performance in another life.
Rebecca, before you go, I want you to know that I would do it all over again knowing I get to spend my life with you. And if we never meet on the other side, no two. I wish you every happiness in the next world.
Don't you think you're being a bit unfair?
Unfair? How do you mean?
Well, to our audience.
What audience?
Why, the audience that's waiting for us somewhere in the great beyond. I mean, after all, they will be expecting Anthony Lane and Rebecca Byington together as always.
Well, darling, from now on, you get first billing.
Well, this is it. Our final exit.
What? How do we go about it? I mean, without a script to follow.
We improvise. Imagine we are standing on a stage, and beyond the footlights, in the darkness, is the audience watching. We cross, we stop, we take in the theater one last time. We turn, gaze into each other's eyes. I take your hand in mine, and together we exit. Stage left.
And so they're gone. We're finally free.
Well, end of story.
But is it? There's still one soul unaccounted for.
What do you mean?
There was another person in the theater the night the Lanes died.
Third person.
Another victim.
But who?
Here, Rebecca, help!
Help us, Lord!
Oh, Reggie!
Where is my sword? Tell me where it is! Tell me where it is! I need it, sword!
You know, if this were a play, it'd be the perfect time for a blackout.